Hello everyone, and welcome to the first actual week of the Magic the Gathering Facebook group's Cockatrice playtesting. Again, this is an RTR, or Return to Ravnica, standard match. As you can see, or hopefully can see at some point, am playing a 4-color Frights deck post-rotation. So this deck, obviously, if you've played Frights before, you know the main priority is to ditch fat creatures in your graveyard, and reanimate them. So that's the plan for this deck. My opponent is Vipin Shakanel, a member of the Facebook group, and I don't know what he's playing, so we will see soon enough. Alright, so I'll be on the play this round. Whoa, that's interesting. I don't normally like to keep slow hands like this. I'm still debating it. I think what I might do is mulligan. I have noticed that the actual deck does not mulligan that well, but we're going to try it anyway. So, apparently, as I mentioned here, does not like me to take mulligans. Okay, so this is a lot better. So, let's get it going. Hopefully I can pick up something. As you can see here, this is one of the new additions, the Angel of Serenity card. Pretty good. Enters the battlefield, exile 3 other permanents. That's definitely good for me. Okay, so he's playing zombies. That's actually fine. Post-board, I have a little bit better matchup, as most decks do. But we'll see. My guess is it's probably some green-black variant. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll find out. So, from my experience, at least with this deck and tinkering with it, I've noticed that it does have a little problem with mana fixing sometimes. Fortunately, I guess the primary colors are black and green, so that's good for me. But other than that, I have noticed that because we have lost some of the other mana creatures, like Birds of Paradise, etc., it's not been that easy to fix our mana on the early turns. Okay. So that's actually pretty good. So I'm going to pick up 2 lands on this mulch here. And unfortunately, I'm not happy that I'm pitching the Thragtusk. I don't like to give him knowledge that I have it, but you know, that's alright. And I guess I can turn 5 unbarrel rights it, but in the same sense, I can turn 5 play it from my hand and not waste the unbarrel rights. My guess is he's playing a Dralt's Messenger here. Oh, Dread Mangler, that's even worse. So that's what, 6 damage? Alright, well. So this is actually one of the better matches. I know I may not win this one, but I definitely wanted to showcase something important like this because it's a pretty good matchup. I want people to see the benefits of what zombies can do and how powerful they actually are. Okay, so this is actually a lot better. So I pick up an Overgrown Tomb here and pitch a lot of good stuff. So some fatties. One of them you saw might have been was Gisela. So that's really good for me. I think I'm just going to keep playing tap lands here. Unfortunately, as you can see, I don't have any red. Next turn, however, if we take a look at the yard, I do have Gisela, which is pretty powerful. I think actually, just because Gisela doesn't do anything on impact, I'm preferably going to play a Thragtusk here. So, for example, he can actually do a lot of things that can kill me here. So there he goes. He sacks up his Gravecrawler to a Bloodthorn Vampire to pump, which is, oh, okay, so he's just going to go all out on the pump skis here. That's actually not good. So he can go to 7, 9, 12. I think that's game. Yep. Alright, well, as you can see that. Yep. Okay, so sorry about the pause there, but that is game. That interaction is extremely powerful, unfortunately for me. So we're going to go to game 2. And let's see what we can sideboard in. So right away I already know we're going in Angel here. The Angel's so powerful. Despite what you may think, I'm pretty fond of Sever the Bloodline. I think that it may be a little expensive, because if I do put it in the yard, it just costs 7, and as you saw there, I got nowhere near that. Something that's completely irrelevant in this game, I'd probably say 2 Liliana I could take out. I think she's a little bit slow in this matchup. This is a little bit of a tough call. I'm not too familiar with the boarding process. I mean, I know it well enough that I could probably squeeze by, but I did tweak around these Centaur healers. I think they're kind of cool. I don't know entirely what I want to get rid of. Probably just for the sake of it, I think that the Angel is not that good here. And probably as well the Gisellas. So what I'm trying to go for here is a much earlier game plan. And primarily also, I don't really think I could board in Ancient Grudges here. I personally don't think that he's going to have anything crazy. Purify the Grave wouldn't be bad. It's just a one-of in this deck. I guess I can afford to take out maybe a Grizzly Salvage. Mulch would give me lands. Grizzly Salvage gets me whatever I want. I guess we'll take out a Mulch when we put in a Purify. Okay, so we will see, and I'll get back to you when the game starts. Okay, everyone, and we're back. So I'll be on the play this game. One thing that I would like to mention is that I personally believe that this matchup is probably not good for me. However, we will see how good this actually is. I did notice he's playing Jund, which I forgot about. There actually could be some severe burn in the deck. So I guess I would rather, instead of having him have the turn 1 play, I would prefer him to kill my thing. So we're going to go white here, only because I want to make sure I can probably turn 2 cast this Centaur healer. I think it'll probably come in handy. So okay, that's actually great for me. So now we can really start rumbling here. I know it should be a priority of mine to get going here, but I'm not that concerned with it overall. So let's go Swamp, and let's get a Centaur healer out there. So he's probably like, well, I don't know what that is or what that does, but from my personal experience, I can probably say that early turn life gain is good. Unfortunately, this deck is not running Lingering Souls. I was testing it with Lingering Souls, and only because Elish Norn is no longer in the deck, I find that the pump that she gave was only the benefit from them. Also, they do function as chump blockers. However, a good benefit that the souls do have is they create creatures, which increases the quantity with the effect of my Craterhoof Behemoth, which gives them +X/+X. So let's see, we're going to go ahead and get in there. No reason to wait at this point. So now we can go Blood Crypt. So this is actually a lot good too. The Centaur Healer allows me to do some pretty crazy shenanigans. So I can really just disregard everything that I've ever cared about. So I'm going to pitch the Craterhoof Behemoth. I guess the Overgrown Tomb as well. And I cannot, unfortunately, end of turn Grizzly Salvage, so what I will do is probably just play this Arbor Elf and pass. So, unfortunately, I can't end of turn Grizzly Salvage. I could have mulched if I chose not to play the Arbor Elf, but I want to get my mana base up a little bit better, so that way I can get in there for more later on and get mana up, and hopefully Unburial Rights a creature. If all else fails next turn, I mean, I have a good amount of stuff to do anyway. I can mulch Grizzly Salvage, or I can even flashback Faithless, so I'm not too worried about it. I mean, right now my only target is this Craterhoof Behemoth in here, so all in all, I'd say that's a pretty good target. I have been able to populate a good amount of creatures, so when he slams down, I'll have a 9/9 with haste, and everything will get +4/+4. So he's on the attack. I don't care that much. I want to actually be particularly careful here with triggering his Tragic Slips. I know he can trigger them himself, but I mean, what you would think is, oh, Centaur Healer's in the deck to gain life and chump block and kill stuff, but I'd rather not use him if I don't have to. So let's go ahead and I guess we will mulch here. So that's actually unfortunate. So I pick up a land, but I actually end up pitching a Centaur Healer into the yard, which is not something I want to do. But fortunately enough, I'm just going to keep getting in there with the Centaur Healer because I know he's going to be taking it. And if I think I'll go flashback Faithless Looting here. That's perfect. Okay, so don't want him to know that I have that. I will pitch a Faithless and a Grizzly Salvage. And we'll just pass the turn here. So now he has to have 2 removal spells for my 1, and what I can do next turn is just go ahead and reanimate this Craterhoof Behemoth. Unfortunately, I don't get to see any of the crazy angels that exile stuff, but that's really not that big a deal. Especially in this case, I think his hand seems fairly weak. I mean, he didn't have a turn 3 anything. Maybe he's dependent on green right now, which he doesn't have. Okay. Falcon Wrath Aristocrat. That is fine. So I take 4, 6. Yep. That's fine. So I don't perceive him doing anything crazy, so gotta get some white in there. And we'll rights. So I guess like the ultimate benefit is everything's gonna get +4/+4. Which, I mean, I don't know if he was expecting this or not, but I have 12. I have a lot of damage, so. What is this? 14, 21. Okay, so he says game 3, which is fine by me. So, just before I cut out here, I don't think I'm going to change anything to the sideboard. Should be a quick intermission, so I'll let you know when we're back. Okay, everyone, we are back now. This is game 3 of 4-color Reanimator versus, I guess, Jund Zombies. So my opponent is on the play here. And let's see what we got. This is actually a phenomenal hand. Despite what you may think without mana producers, I do have a Purify the Grave, which I can play on turn 2, which is very nice. I think I do want to lose some life on the first turn and Faithless, and put myself in a better position. I'll probably pitch the second Faithless, but I guess we'll see. Okay, so that's actually good. He doesn't have a turn 1 play, which is great for me. So let's go right ahead and Faithless here and do important things. So I already have all my bases covered here. I'm probably just going to pitch lots of lands at this point. I don't want to give him any notice. Card draw is important. I'll probably pitch 1 Chapel, and that'll be it. So actually, as you can see here, I do have Purify on next turn, thanks to the Blood Crypt being a swamp and mountain. I also do have Woodland Cemetery mana, and on turn 3 I can play my Centaur Healer. Okay, so this guy actually does give me a world of problems, but the benefit is we can actually get around it by gaining lots of life and playing big fatties. So I don't have a play necessarily, so we probably just go Chapel here. I definitely want a Faithless again, so I want to ensure that I'm getting good stuff next. Unfortunately, as you can see, I probably should have Faithless before I played my land, but it's a little irrelevant at this point, so I'm not going to really worry too much about it. So we'll pitch a Swamp. I don't even know if I care too much about the Absence Pilgrim. I'm getting a lot of land as it is, and it's not going to accelerate me anymore. However, the Pilgrim will make the Craterhoof better, so I'll probably go ahead and just pitch that Temple Garden here. and say pass. So now I do have Purify mana up, which is good because I can get rid of Messenger later on in the game, which I probably intend to do, or I'm hoping I can do. So unfortunately, I don't have any shenanigans. I don't really interact with the opponent that much. I just kind of do my own thing. So he's gonna Rancor. That's fine. Okay, so that's a little unfortunate, but he's still being really slow. So what I can do is take advantage of that. So play my Centaur healer here, gain 3 life. Plus I have a 3/3 blocker. He has a 4/1. I'm tempted here. I'll only take 1 damage instead of 4, so I think that's definitely what it's for. Okay, that's fine actually. So he's just going to pump it by 1. I'll take 2. But the good thing is he pitches a Gravecrawler here. Unfortunately, I'm tapped out, so I'm not going to be able to recast it, which I'm sure he's going to do. So he's on the regenerate plan. I actually don't think he really has that much action in his hand. So I guess we'll see. I'm going to take 2 here. Gravecrawler from, yep, that's fine. Alright, so now I'm actually on the back end here. Let's take a look at the yard. Probably the best move here is for me to just Faithless, I guess. And see, I'm just hitting an enormous amount of land drops, which is completely irrelevant to what I'm trying to do. So I actually think he's probably going to take this game. I couldn't imagine why he wouldn't. Well, we'll see what happens. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. The Behemoth is 8 mana. I don't think I'm going to be able to get there, but we'll see. Luckily, I do have that Purify, which I really have not been holding up that much. It was, what, 6, 11 damage. He could burn me for what I think could be 3, so 14. He could pitch only 2 cards, so I actually am just going to go ahead and take it here. I don't really see a problem with taking it. I don't have anything in the yard. Hopefully if I can pick up just 1 Faithless Looting and get lucky with a draw here, I'll be alright. So actually that's a little Henderson, but that's fine. That's good. I did know he had a Tragic Slip, so that's really good for me actually. Because if I go to reanimate a target, beautiful. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too late. So my only reanimation target is a Centaur healer. So actually that's not too bad because I can kill a Dread Mangler. I'll go up to 7. I will take 7. That's not really the best. But let's see if I can do any other cool things. Maybe if I Faithless, I can only get chump blockers, so that really won't help. Maybe I can just try here, because then my rights will be in the yard. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I'm dead here anyway, so I'll give it a shot. I still actually don't know what the red's for in the deck. I'm kind of curious now, but maybe it's just to throw me off. I guess Aristocrat would be the only thing I see that I've seen so far. I wasn't sure if he's running Burn at all, but Aristocrat's definitely a good reason. So I think if I block here, I take 2, 4, 7. If I block here, I block all 3. Either way, I'm blocking 3 damage, so I might as well... Oh, that's not good. So, He's going to go to 6 on there. I'm definitely dead now, because I block here, I take 3, and then over here, I take a lot of damage. So he's going to scavenge. We're going to just say that's game right there, so... So thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully this wasn't too quick of a game for you and you got something out of it. So we'll see you next week. Bye.